Welcome back to High Stakes. Today, we will be discussing the following MLB matches that is happening on Thursday, September 7, 2023. We will be providing our team, total and prop picks for the day. Before we get started, please remember to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of our videos. If you want access to our premium picks, you can check out our Patreon page. You can find the link to our Patreon page in the description and comments section below. Los Angeles Dodgers vs Miami Marlins. Take Miami Marlins money line. And here is why. The Miami Marlins will start Braxton Garrett in the finale of this series with the Dodgers. He got the win over Washington on Thursday, allowing 1 run on 3 hits and 1 walk, while striking out 1 batter over 6 innings. According to Yahoo.com, Garrett induced only 1 swinging strike with a 1 strikeout outing, but he did not need his strikeout stuff to pick up the win. The Southpaw recorded his 3rd straight quality start and has now given up 3 or fewer earned runs in 7 straight outings. During that period, he has posted a 3-2 record to go with a 2.70 ERA, 1.05 ERA, and 25.6 KBB over 40 innings. Miami is in a logjam for the final wild card spot in the National League. Entering play Wednesday afternoon, they trail the Cincinnati Reds by just a half game for the final spot. Jake Burger, Josh Bell, Brian De La Cruz and Jazz Chisholm Jr. all went deep for the Marlins in the series opener. The Marlins have hit 12 home runs over their past 5 games, while Burger has 5 home runs in 7 games against the Dodgers this year. The Miami Marlins will start Braxton Garrett in the finale of this series with the Dodgers. He got the win over Washington on Thursday, allowing 1 run on 3 hits. He has been pitching well through the end of August and into the stretch run. The Southpaw recorded his 3rd straight quality start and has now given up 3 or fewer earned runs in 7 straight outings. He has posted a 3-2 record to go with a 2.70 ERA, 1.05 ERA, and 25.6 KBB over 40 innings. Miami is in a logjam for the final wild card spot in the National League. Entering play Wednesday afternoon, they trail the Cincinnati Reds by just a half game for the final spot. The Dodgers will roll with a skeleton crew on the mound after Julio Urias was scratched. Take the Marlins to win. Our total pick is take the over. And here is why. After a poor offensive start to the year, the Marlins' offense has filled out nicely. Jake Burger, Josh Bell, Brian De La Cruz and Jazz Chisholm Jr. all went deep for the Marlins in the series opener. The Marlins have hit 12 home runs over their past 5 games, while Burger has 5 home runs in 7 games against the Dodgers this year. We know the Dodgers can hit with the best teams in the majors. They are 2nd in ops and runs per game and should be able to register some contact against Garrett. The total has gone over in 8 of 12 between these two clubs. I expect the Marlins to win, but this will be a shootout with both teams pulling a lot of traffic on the base paths. Seattle Mariners vs Tampa Bay Rays. Take the Mariners with the money line. And here is why. In dropping their first 2 games at Cincinnati, the Mariners lost their last 2 series and had gone 5-5 over their last 10 games. They enjoyed a brief stay atop the West, but have fallen into this stretch and sit a game up in the wild card race. Pitching has allowed 6.5 runs per game over their last 4 games, but still maintained a 3.72 team ERA, which was 2nd best in baseball, and a 1.18 WHIP which topped all other teams. Castillo had a run of 4 straight starts with a win come to an end in his last outing, and no decision where he allowed 5 runs on 8 hits versus the Mets. Over his last 7 starts, he is 5-0 with a 3.68 ERA and 41 strikeouts over 44 innings. The Mariners took 2 of 3 games from the Rays back in July. Castillo pitched against the Rays in that series, allowing 4 earned runs and 7 hits, while striking out 6 in 6 innings. The Mariners won the game, but their starter did not get a decision. Littell also pitched in the series, tossing a scoreless inning of relief with 2 strikeouts in relief. The Rays starter has since transitioned to starting on a full-time basis, and lately he has struggled a bit, giving up 4 runs in each of his last 3 starts. Littell also struggled to get batters off balance, striking out just 1 in the game and allowing 7 home runs over his last 5 starts. The Mariners will pick him apart if he is laying it out there, and I expect them to do that in the series opener. Seattle has also gone 7-0 over the last 7 Castillo starts. Our total pick is to take the over. And here is why. The first 3 meetings this season all went over with these 2 teams averaging a combined 14.3 runs per game. This season these 2 teams have seen a combined 143 of their games go over. While it might normally be tough to consider a Castillo start to go over, he did allow 5 runs in his last start, and over his last 6 starts, 5 of them have seen a total of at least 11 runs scored. On the other side, Littell is far from a reliable commodity in the starter's role. Seattle's bats are putting up runs, and they should be able to get a couple off of the Tampa Bay starter early to get us going in the right direction. Detroit Tigers vs New York Yankees. Take Detroit to cover. Detroit is 63-76 overall this season. They are currently in third place in the American League Central Division. They are 9.5 games back of the Twins for the lead in the division. Detroit is practically out of the playoff contention as they are 13.5 games back of a wild card spot. Detroit has lost 7 of their last 11 games entering Thursday night. In their last game, they lost to the Yankees 4-3 on Wednesday, September 6th. The Tigers could only come away with 6 hits in the loss. It was a bullpen game for the Tigers, as no pitcher threw more than 2 innings in the loss. On Thursday, the Tigers will start Eduardo Rodriguez. The left-handed pitcher is 10-7 this season with an ERA of 3.11. He has started 21 times this year, and in his last start, he pitched against the White Sox on Friday, September 1st. Rodriguez pitched 6.2 innings and allowed just 1 earned run and 6 hits in a win. He also struck out 7 batters against Chicago. Rodriguez has an ERA of 3.0 during road games this season. He also owns an ERA of 3.78 during night games. Since the All-Star break, he has an ERA of 3.76. In 5 starts against the American League East, Rodriguez has an ERA of 3.41. The Tigers have won 4 of Rodriguez's last 6 starts. The Tigers are 11-10 overall this year when he starts. The Tigers are 6-6 when Rodriguez starts on the road. They have won 5 of his last 6 starts on the road. The Tigers are hitting .235 from the plate this season, which ranks 3rd worst in the league. Detroit has scored the 2nd fewest amount of runs and have accumulated the 6th fewest amount of hits. They are hitting .229 from the plate during road games. Since the All-Star break, they are hitting .243. The Tigers are hitting .209 against the American League East Division. In 5 games against the Yankees, the Tigers are hitting .208. The Tigers are also hitting .234 against left-handed pitchers. The Tigers and the Yankees will battle it out in the final game of their 3-game midweek set. I am going to side with Detroit in this game because of their starting pitching. Rodriguez has been very good this season with an ERA of 3.76 since the All-Star break. The Tigers have also won 5 of Rodriguez's last 6 starts on the road. The Yankees will struggle especially with them starting Rodon, who has been poor with an ERA of 6.03 since the All-Star break. The Yankees are just 1-4 when he starts at home this year. This will be a low-scoring game, and the Tigers should come away with a road win. Take the under as total pick on Thursday, and here is why. On Thursday, the Yankees will start Carlos Rodon. The left-handed pitcher has started 9 games this season. Rodon has a record of 2-4 this year, with an ERA of 5.70. In his last start, he pitched 5 innings against the Astros on Friday, September 1st. He allowed 2 earned runs and 3 hits in the win. Rodon has an ERA of 4.94 during home games and an ERA of 4.06 during night games. He has an ERA of 6.03 since the All-Star break. The Yankees have lost 4 of Rodon's last 5 starts. New York has a record of 2-7 this year when Rodon starts. They are 1-4 this season when Rodon starts at home. The Yankees are hitting .228 from the plate this season, which ranks 2nd to last in the entire league. They have scored the 7th fewest amount of runs, and they have accumulated the fewest amount of hits in the MLB. The Yankees have hit the 5th most home runs, but they have struck out the 17th most times. They are hitting .227 during home games and .220 since the All-Star break. They are hitting .230 against the American League Central. In 5 games against the Tigers, New York has been hitting just .199. They have a batting average of .248 against left-handed pitchers. It is hard to imagine that either team scores more than 4 runs in this game. The Yankees and Tigers have both been inept offensively this season, and they have struggled against each other, too. The Tigers are hitting just .208 against the Yankees this season. New York is hitting just under .200 against Detroit. Hitting has been poor, and the Tigers will be throwing their ace, which will slow down the Yankees.